I find it remarkable how you can literally just bump shoulders with somebody in life, spend less than 5 minutes in their presence, not even speak to them directly, and they can change the next few days for you, the next week for you, definitely change the way you think, the way you process stuff, completely changes your mood. You know, I often ask myself, like, you know, I've had a bunch of these experiences in my life, but I often ask myself, what is it about that individual that's caused this within me? It's almost like they are a whole bunch of energy, and it's like radiating all this energy from it, and it's changing your makeup, changing the energy frequency within you, and that kind of changes the way you think, changes everything about you. You know, I don't know exactly what's going on at that fine, you know, atom level, but there's definitely, you know, I've had experiences where somebody walks in a room and the energy changes. Now, I don't know whether that's a psychological thing, whether that's, you know, purely the brain kind of playing tricks on us, you know, but we've all kind of been in places where something happens and the energy within the room changes, and it's almost like everyone can feel it. Yesterday, I spoke about that 34-year-old lady. She came to hospital. She's, you know, littered with cancer, you know, metastases everywhere. You know, she came to hospital with ambulance because of a pain crisis, not coping at home. She's 34, man. And so here I am, hearing the story from the ambulance officers, triaging and you know, trying to find a space for her in the department. You know, I looked at her. You know, we didn't really speak to each other. She was not in a, you know, comfortable spot. But that little, you know, less than 5 minute experience changed my energy. You know, it's been like that for the last 3 days. And it's not a negative energy, but it's definitely an energy which is making me zoom out and think about big pictures. What's the point of life? What am I doing? You know, really weighs every decision that's in my mind. You know, weighs it to the true weight, you know. I just think to myself, people that are nearing death, people that are, you know, doing something remarkable, something that's not normal, right? You know, death is not, it's normal, but it's not something that we experience on a daily basis normally, right? So when you meet somebody, especially somebody that's so young, you know, that room that you find them in is, it's just a different frequency. And, you know, for the next 3 days, you know, this is the third day, I'm carrying myself kind of differently. And, you know, some of you guys left comments on yesterday's video saying some of you guys get motivated by thinking about death, you know, the whole stoicism type of outlook. Some of you guys actually said that you feel it demotivating, you know, so you find it like it depresses you and you struggle to get out of bed kind of thing. For me, man, like, if I'm thinking about death, if I'm thinking about some like heavy stuff, deep stuff, it's almost like, you know, all of my troubles, all of these concerns, these doubts that I have about me vanish. Like, some of these things that stress us out are so freaking insignificant, so small in comparison to death. Like, I don't know if there's anything bigger than death, you know, because it's the final thing, man. It's the last thing you freaking do. So everything else compared to death is a small part of the whole picture. Obviously, there are big things. There are big people in your life that matter a lot. Obviously, there are people in my life that I value more than my own death, right? Like my kids, you know, my family. That means more to me than my own life, right? That's something that's bigger than me, right? Within me, right? But when you think about death, when you think about these types of things, all of these things like, am I strong enough? Am I big enough? Do I look good? Or my hair looks crap? My nose is big or whatever is going on. All these like minuscule things that people think about day to day, or I'm short or I'm too tall or whatever, like all these things that people think about that kind of make them nervous about different situations. I'm not good looking enough, I can't speak to her, whatever. You think about death, you're like, man, the hell with this, man. Like, I don't have time for this shit. I don't have time to kind of spend time thinking about nonsense. all of a sudden it makes you braver. It makes you more confident about the situation going ahead, because you're thinking in the back of your head, at least I'm thinking, you know, we're all screwed anyway, man. Like, why am I wasting my energy, my precious freaking energy, my precious days on this planet worrying about something that no one cares about? And as you go through the 20s and as you get into your 30s and you start a family, like, I'm aware that I've had these thoughts when I was a teenager and early in my 20s. I was aware of some of these thoughts. Like, I'm aware of having them back then. And I'm looking at it now, I'm like, man, that was such an immature thing. And you can't blame anybody that's going through it. But then I think to myself, what has led me to grow out of some of these thoughts and some of these, you know, civil wars in my mind about, oh, should we, shouldn't we? Oh, you know, I'm good, I'm bad, blah, blah, blah. Now that I think about it, the biggest, you know, lessons that I've learned are always those deep and meaningful, like those large things, you know. Like, life is so precious, man. It's so flippant. It's such a blink and you're gone. You know, we are so, like, you think life and humans are resilient, but people are dropping left, right, and center like flies. Especially in the line of work that I find myself in. You see people are, man, when you see the stats summarize everything. But when you meet these people in real life, like, my God, there's somebody dying in the 30s. And it's not an accident, like as in a car crash or something has happened. These people are dying of illnesses at 30. I'm freaking 30. You know? It's the ultimate weighing scale in the grand scheme of things. And so, you know, same type of energy as yesterday's video. I'm continually thinking about all these, you know, deep things. And no, it's not a negative in my mind. Almost, to be honest with you, I feel like it's a cheat code. I think, literally, I feel like it's a cheat code because I feel confident. I feel sure about myself. I feel determined to do what I want to do because it's so limited. There's time pressure on this thing called life. And so when I'm in this mood, man, I am laser beam focused about what I want to do. I feel no one can touch me. Nobody can touch me. Life, all these obstacles, all these, you know, things we have to fight over in life, it just mean nothing to me anymore, man. I don't know whether that's just a unique thing to me. Probably it isn't, but there's probably some of you guys who are like, no, I don't want to think about death. I want to just kind of assume that we're going to live forever. I don't know. We're all different. But this is a big, you know, pillar of my motivation, if you want to call it motivation, my inspiration, my drive, my fire in the belly. It's a big component of me as a human being. And that's that thought about the finality of all of this. It just lights a fire under my ass, and I just have to get up off the seat and do something. It's like when I kiss my kids, it means so much more because there's not an infinity of these kisses left. Each one matters. That to me is a beautiful thing. I appreciate all of you guys. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.